Donald Trump pulled the party far, far, far to the right. Now, we've seen people campaign on the margins, but then govern and win a general election in the middle. He was successful by never coming to the middle. Never. He pulled his party to the far right because in many ways it's a campaign of populism and the candidate himself. So Democrats tried to chase that as they moved farther and farther to the right and left out a core element of their base on the left. And so as they try and figure out what that means, some of the concern among Democrats is, since the Democrats have moved more to the center and more to the right, will they stay there or will they go back to the left and really hammer in, which I think they did an excellent job, but hammer in some key issues? Union membership, making sure public education is accessible, making sure climate change is acknowledged so people don't have to worry about constantly moving because of climate and becoming climate refugees within their own country. There are larger, much more complicated issues that the Democrats were trying to explain to the American public, but Donald Trump sells something very different. And we cannot ignore the fact that he sells a type of brand of American whiteness that is very attractive to a large percentage of this country and many people who aren't even white. There's an element that James Baldwin explains so much better than I. There's an element of white supremacy in this nation that we have to be real about, the fact that it still exists, that he sells, that is incredibly attractive to voters and has been for quite some time.
And Christina, you point out one of the issues I thought was really interesting as I start reading some of the analysis of the voting, that President Trump did surprisingly well with African American and Latino, and particularly on the male side. What do you make of that?
Well, I think some of it is just baked in misogyny, period. There's some people, men and women, who will never be able to vote for a woman at the top of the ticket. We're one of the few democracies of our stature who's never had a female elected leader, and I think that stands out on the global stage.
Sure.
His inroads with African-American men, albeit in certain states, he went up a few percentage points. And I think that is a conversation in a Black politics sphere because Black people are so ideologically different, but by and large are trapped in, we call it party capture, in one particular party. However, Black women and Black men are still, by and large, incredibly more supportive of Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party